Hey everyone, it's Mike with Monkey Fabs. So here's where we're at. Here's where we left off at was we got this crossbar all installed. See if I can get down now. And bolted in place. The shiny billets making my white balance all messed up. So this guy's all good. I might make little caps to go on the top right here, just keep water from going in. Haven't really worked through all that just yet in my mind, but we need to attach these guys, and there's some, it kind of hits it, they are kind of hitting the brake, the emergency, the parking brake activator. So what I think we'll do is just kind of go ahead and bolt these guys down to the pads on either side, and then we'll clamp them in place, lower the car down, and kind of get a look at what's going on, what needs to be trimmed, where we can mark where we need to remove the paint at, and then it should be pretty straightforward from there. All right, so that actually took a lot longer than what I thought, getting all this kind of sorted out. So I did some clearancing with my BFH, and I think we're good. If I roll this in the arc, that assuming that this bump stop is where the actual would actually touch, had it touched, if I roll this up along that arc, these guys really don't come anywhere near the gas tank. But I noticed that when I put my transmission jack on one side, and I noticed when I jack just one side up, they have a tendency to push back. So we'll clearance them like this, and then we'll spray paint it black, and then if I see little shiny spots on it, then we'll know it's touching. So besides that, crap, hold on. So what we've done is gone ahead and centered these guys up on, well, I've actually trimmed the sway bar. It was actually sticking out, almost touching the axle, which is weird, whatever. So I've tried it both ways, flip the sway bar the other way, and that could work too. So either way could work. What I did is I marked these guys out where I need to sand them. If you look here, they're actually interfering almost with this brake, this guy, the parking brake. So I'm gonna just knock the corner on either side of this thing off. It's not really needed or structural, and we'll just stitch weld it right here in the center. It's not going to take much to get that guy on, and then this project will be done. So we just got to clean off all the paint, knock those extra bit off of those tabs, the mounting tabs, and then weld everything up. So easy peasy lemon squeezy. just about to weld these guys on. We've kind of lined them up and just kind of marked where they need to go, and I'm gonna just put both on with a level and make sure they're centered front to back. That should do that. And then there's a little bit of wobble in the sway bars. You can see it's kind of, one's going one way, that seems to be like constant. It's kind of hard to get those guys to want to line up at the same time, and this seems to be pretty easy. So we're gonna go with this. But something I want to show you guys, I'm a sucker for a welding hood, and I was ordering some supplies to sell to y'all on the website on monkeyfabgarage.com, and noticed that Blue Demon has this helmet. So I was like, well, let's check it out and see how it works. So I bought one to check out for you guys. I'll do a full review on it and whatever, but it's got a nice big viewing area, and you can pick these up for under, I think they're about 87 bucks. I think I saw on Jegs they have them, and I'm not sure if I want to add them to the site or not, but we'll test it out, see how it works, and then you'll know. Then you'll know. Alright, so we got these guys welded on. They're a little bit warm. What we got to do is, so what we got to do is paint everything. So we're gonna let that cool down a bit, and then we're gonna hit everything with the spray paint, and then this project will be done. We can move on to other things. There it is. It is all done and bolted down. And actually, I put it on, I wasn't paying attention, and I put it on backwards, upside down basically. So, but it really doesn't seem to, it shouldn't make a difference. Like, I don't know. So we'll just check it out, see how it rides like that. It does seem like upside down, it puts these links closer to the tank, which it shouldn't. That it shouldn't change the geometry, I wouldn't think, because it lands where it lands. But you know, whatever. We'll try it like this. If it works good, then good. And if we have issues, then we might flip it over and try it the other way, and see if that's going to do any better or not, and I don't even know if it's going to work. Who knows? But it hopefully will be better than having no sway bar in there, and add a little bit of stability is what I hope. So any good is good. I feel like I made this a lot harder on myself than it should have been, but sometimes that's the way it goes when you're working on cars. So on to other things. Okay, so we went ahead and just threw on all the stuff. We buttoned it up. Actually flipped this guy, the sway bar that I told you was upside down. We flipped it over. There's a reason for that. I'm about to show you. We threw the brake pads in. The calipers are mounted. The lines are mounted for the calipers. We threw the shock absorber on, and everything's going great, and I'm happy, and I'm thinking, yeah, this is gonna work out well. Then I got to this side, because I'm always planning it from that side when I'm looking at the car, so I'm sitting on the other side of it, and we got a problem because here is the shock mount on this side. It's not in the front like the other side. The mount actually goes from here and runs down, and it runs right into the sway bar that we just spent 2 days worth of work putting it in here. So that sucks, but there's a lot of travel in these shocks. So what I'm thinking I can probably do is, I'm thinking I can build off of this and extend this up and out. So the wheels are going to be 10 inches, which they're about a 3-inch, well, they're 7-inch backspace, which puts them around. So it kind of is sketchy. It'll be interesting to see how we do on the other side with that. But what I'm thinking we can do is dump it into the rim, so we're actually clearing that using the stock location. I don't think the angle is going to mess with it all that much. You know, I can always like build onto the brace that I got and actually put shock mounts on the axle and whatever. I mean, there's a million ways to skin that cat, but I'm just looking for an easy solution. I like easy solutions, so that's what we're thinking right now. It doesn't matter because we don't have the wheels, so I cannot throw those on because the company we ordered from took a month to tell me that they don't have them. So so when we get those in, we'll be able to mock this thing up, take a look, kind of problem solve from you know, that space. It's always something, you know, you look at stuff, I should have caught that, but hindsight is always 20/20, and yeah. But again, that's how it goes with working with cars. You just you get a problem, you just go ahead and do a little problem solving, right? So but that does button up the rear end. So other than the shock absorber on the other side, the dampener, whatever you want to call it, everything's good there. Everything's tightened up. I'll be interested to throw a little brake fluid and see if it leaks or if everything holds. I don't know. We'll find out. And yeah, so it's buttoned up. I think I'm going to move on now to putting all the turbo stuff back in the engine bay. I'm going to swap out the spark plugs. I had TR6 and I went one step colder, so I figured it would be fun to lean on this thing. And the rule of thumb with plugs is always go with as cold as you can run without fouling. That's a good rule of thumb. So we'll try the BR7 EFs, and that should do well for high boost levels. So the idea is to do it on corn and lean on it and see what we can do. It'll be kind of a fun little experiment, I do believe. So yeah, on to swapping out spark plugs and putting back on engine components and stuff.